Oh, I know you don't want to talk about personal things, but I found my sexual orientation.
Wait, who said I don't want to talk about personal things?
I know sex stuff. I don't.
You found your orientation?
Yeah, I'm
like your orientation manual?
No. No.
No?
Like,
Okay.
oh, this is being weird. Hold on the microphone. No, I meant like gay, straight, bi.
Oh, okay.
I found out I would like to be a demisexual.
The fuck is that?
I assume it's you're sexually attracted to demis.
Wait, I'm confused.
Demi Lovato.
You're identifying as it, but you don't know what it is.
Demi Moore. And
what about demigods?
Well, I mean, maybe, yeah, we'll think about it. But if we're breaking kayfabe as well, Rhea Ripley.
Now I think you're just saying things.
I'm not saying things. Everyone's always saying something, whether it's worth a damn or not. But yeah, demisexual. Demi Moore, Demi Lovato, Rhea Ripley, all demis. And I'm sexually attracted to all of them.
I'm confused. Rhea Ripley's name is not Demi.
Her real name is Demi.
Oh, okay.
So, and I think 2 of them are taken already. But, yeah. That's what I thought demisexual is.
Okay, there you go.
I'll look it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a podcast all about wrestling. In this corner, an author and a black belt, Kibbles.
Kibbles? What kind of name is that?
Pookie the Wolf is the best.
I forgot my copies. And in this corner, Pookie the Wolf.
Pookie the Wolf is one of the best.
Welcome to the Kibbles and Pookie's Squared Circle.
I apologize for everybody. Demisexual actually means you only find them emotionally attractive, not sexually attractive. It's almost like being asexual, but only for the sexual aspect of it.
Oh.
I think. I don't know that shit. I thought it was just demis. I thought I was just in love with demis.
And here you're not.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, I'm straight. Maybe a little bi.
So there's...
I never kissed a man before.
Okay.
So wrestling.
Yeah. So there's like 1,000,001 things to talk about because we missed the last 2 weeks for different reasons. One of which was because instead of recording, we were watching a pay-per-view.
All In,
which was a great show.
What was the other reason?
I don't think I was around.
Were you sick?
Maybe I was sick.
Okay.
Or maybe you were. I don't know. One of us
wasn't sick. Maybe I was sick. No, I wasn't sick on the weekend. I was sick during the weekday.
Oh, I was away. I was in New York.
Oh.
It was. I think it was. I was away in New York, and then the week after was
All In.
Was All In.
And tonight is All Out.
And tonight's All Out.
And
since it's at night, we can actually record.
Last night was Payback. Which, did you see that disgusting thing they did? In the tag team match?
In the Judgment Day tag match?
Yeah. Where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn wore a Pittsburgh Penguins jersey.
I did see that.
Crosby, gross. Crosby, there's some things that I've heard AJ and other people say that you'd think that Sidney Crosby killed somebody. That's how awful of the things they've said about him.
But
like they wish he went and died, or they should cut off his dingling or something.
But
what?
I'm waiting for the but.
No, it was just disgusting. I hate Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, but you started that statement by saying, because of how they act, you think he would whatever. So usually that
but he
is
hasn't.
Fault.
He's just a normal
There's
hockey
the but.
player.
That's what I was waiting for.
Oh, I thought you assumed that was the case. He hasn't. Because they're so harsh words. Sometimes I'm like, wow.
That's why I was waiting for the but.
He's on our rival team. He's not killing kids or something. Fucking relax, bro.
Yeah.
Also, still fuck him.
Still fuck him.
Fuck that guy. Anyway.
So, I guess we'll dive into that area first. Jey Uso is going to be on Monday Night Raw now. You didn't watch Payback, did you?
I didn't watch all of it.
Okay. So Cody Rhodes was on.
WWE, to be fair.
Cody Rhodes asked to be on the Grayson Waller effect.
He asked to be?
Correct.
Why? Why would you do that?
And he said it was because he saw something atrocious happen on SmackDown, and he stuck his neck out and hopes that he made the right decision. And then he announced that because he quit, the newest member of the Raw roster is Jey Uso.
Did he do a shoey afterwards?
The fuck is a shoey?
What? You don't know what a shoey is?
No.
Grayson Waller, he drinks a beer out of a shoe. It's an Australian thing.
Oh, okay.
You never heard of he did it when he got drafted to SmackDown.
Nope.
He did a shoey right there in front of the chick.
I don't really pay attention. So that was that.
Sitting here saying you didn't watch Payback. You didn't watch Grayson Waller do a shoey?
He didn't do it on Payback, so doesn't matter. My statement stands valid.
You call yourself a Grayson Waller fan.
I didn't. No. No.
I have never said that.
No.
Darren, when have I ever said that?
I might say I'm the opposite.
Okay. You're more of an Austin Theory guy.
Absolutely.
Why?
8-10 down.
What? You'd pick him? Are you serious now? Are you really?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'd definitely pick Grayson Waller over Austin Theory. It's his accent.
So
I'd probably kiss him, coming back to our other thing.
So Jey is on Raw,
Uh-huh.
and I was waiting for like the twist thing where he was going to say that he used because like the way Cody Rhodes was building it up, and then I was also like, it makes no sense, why is Cody Rhodes making this announcement? Nothing else happened other than the announcement of Jey Uso, but I really thought where this was going was that he was going to be like, yeah, I used my like I talked and whatever, and it's like a trade. Like Jay's coming to Raw and I'm going to SmackDown so I can go fight Roman Reigns for the championship. But no, just Jay's coming to Raw.
That's
like,
Cody Rhodes for you.
All
Building
right,
up nothing. A whole lot of nothing.
All right then. So I don't really know what this means for the, like, I guess they're just like, yeah, we jumped the shark. We're done with it. We have no idea what to do with the bloodline. Put Jay on a different show so that way he doesn't have to deal with it.
Because isn't Cody on Raw?
Yeah. So that happened.
I like the dominance of Judgment Day winning the tag team titles. I love that.
I like them winning the tag titles.
Now everyone has a title.
Yeah, I felt like it was the match was a little overdone.
What? How so?
But it was like they went to the crowd and then Dom interfered and then
explain, because I didn't watch it.
Oh.
I watched the highlights. I was like,
it was like they went into the crowd and Dom interfered, and then at some other point JD Drake or
JD McGonigal
interfered, and then like
teacher from
Harry
Potter.
Took those guys out, but then JD came back and they took him out again, and then all of a sudden Rhea Ripley like speared Kevin Owens through the barricade.
Yeah.
And then Sami Zayn was about to win, and then Dominic comes back for like the third time in the match.
Because if there's one thing we do, it's have Rhea hurt Kevin Owens in some way. It's almost like he encourages it. He's like, yeah, when we get out there, just do something.
Nothing wrong with that.
Clothesline.
But it was just like, it was just a little bit much. Where it was like, hey, there's Dominic. And then he'd be there for like 2-3 minutes. They took him out. And then like 5 minutes later, hey, there's Dominic again. And then like, he'd be there for 2-3 minutes. They take him out. And then when he came in with the briefcase, it was like the third or fourth time.
You don't
and I'm
like Dominic,
Jesus
is what you're
Christ.
saying.
No, I like Dom. But like, if there's going to be interference, can it not be every fucking 2 minutes some other guy is like, it was
what
too
kind of match
much.
was it?
It was a street fight.
It was a street fight?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They did say they were going to do a street
It
fight.
It was too overdone.
It was too overdone for a street fight?
Yes.
What do you
Too
want?
much
Technical
interference.
wrestling?
No, I'm saying too much interference.
Too much interference.
Or like if you're going to have a guy come out and interfere and you're going to like beat him up and take him out, then like have that be it. I don't need to see that happened 4 or 5 times in the same match.
So you're saying the only issue is the interference coming back and keep coming back over and over again.
Yeah.
It's not the interference itself. It's just...
Yeah. That's why I say it was overdone. It's not the interference itself. It's the fact that Dominic would interfere. They'd beat him up. Like, he'd interfere. He'd be there for, like, good for, like, 2 minutes. They'd beat him up, take him out. He'd disappear off camera for, like, 2-3 minutes. And then, oh, here he is again. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And it wasn't just him. It was like they did that. They did it, like, 3 or 4 times with him. They did it 2 or 3 times with JD. And I was like, Jesus Christ. It was annoying by the end of it.
I see.
Just my personal opinion.
Hey, that's fine. That's all good.
So,
what? So I was confused, and this is a personal matter, and I want to know who should have taken their tits out.
Trish, I think.
Okay, because someone asked in our group chat, just take your tits out already.
I think they were talking about Trish.
Okay, I mean I agree, but I want to know the basis for it.
I think they're
Just being men.
just being men.
Just innocent men.
Sure. I don't think I'd classify innocent with
Just
what
men.
they said, but
Just innocent men.
they ended the rivalry.
Did they?
Yeah. Becky Lynch beat her, even with the interference.
I thought they were. I was
And-
watching a little bit of it, and they were climbing the cage,
Mm-hmm.
the last one before the drop,
Mm-hmm.
and I swear I thought that they were bleeding because of the red light that was on the steel cage. When she got up to the top, you could see like red all over her arm. I'm like, is she
Yeah.
cut open?
She did have a big welt on her forehead.
I saw that.
And then Zoe Stark turned on
Trish, yeah. I saw
Trish.
her. She said, you know what? Fuck you.
Well, see, it's interesting because I classified it as Zoe.
Standing up for herself?
Yeah, I was like, she turned on Trish, but I'm like, really, Trish was like berating her for.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank you, Trish.
I think that rivalry's done finally.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Trish again for a little bit.
Finally.
Thank you, Trish.
What else happened? The LA Knight and The Miz. John Cena was the guest referee.
Yeah.
I actually thought the promo between The Miz and John Cena was entertaining before the match.
Uh-huh. They had to fit him in there somehow.
Yeah. I thought it was entertaining. He was like, I'm going to be the guest referee. And Miz was like, no. And then,
And LA Knight said,
yeah.
yeah.
And John Cena, so then John Cena was like, well, I've never hosted before, so, like, can you give me some tips? And, like, The Miz started, like, listing things. He was like, you got to assert yourself into situations. You got to blah, 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 blah. You got to, and, like, when you added all those up, he was like, so I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. That means I'm going to be the guest referee of your match. Like, he lined him up. I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Like, childish comedy, but it was actually funny.
I mean, most Miz's shit is childish comedy.
Very true.
They talk about his balls.
Very true.
So, I mean, how childish can you get?
Honestly, couldn't really get into this match that much.
I liked it. I liked it when...
It wasn't bad. I just had a hard time
Well,
personally, like,
on
getting
Raw,
into it.
On Raw, when he dressed up as LA Knight, I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I like that. But other than that, I'm like, yeah, I think this is, I mean, it's decent. It's someone for LA Knight to fight. Till they give him gold. They should give him gold.
They should. Mysterio and Austin Theory, I'll be honest, I didn't watch it all.
Oh, hold on. Brought to you by Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, okay. It was brought to you by Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
You got to remember that.
I didn't.
Those are the sponsors, baby.
I didn't even pay attention to this match.
The most important part of this
Could not tell you one thing about this match.
Kibbles, the sponsors are the biggest important part.
Could not tell you one thing that happened in this match.
Brought to you by Cinnamon Toast Crunch, dangerously cinnamony or whatever.
Dangerously cinnamony. The only thing I remember about this match is that when the LWO came out at the end to celebrate, they all had Pittsburgh World Order shirts on.
Why?
So I'm wondering if it's like a thing where they print a limited number of those shirts in each city.
Oh
that
yeah,
they
they
go to.
do that. They do that at live events.
Mm-hmm.
They absolutely do that. They do because the last time they were in Pennsylvania, it was back in January, and there was the man's back in Philly, and I was like, I want that fucking shirt. Is someone there at the event? I tried to text people, find out where anyone is at, because it said the man back in Philly, and I was like, I want that. But yeah, they do. They absolutely do exclusive shirts at the events.
Yeah, so I think that was an exclusive shirt. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that specific shirt in more cities, because all you got to do is just replace one letter and one word.
Plus the Pittsburgh is full of Latinas or Latin American people.
Oh,
famous for being Latin American.
Hmm.
Britt Baker, Kurt Angle, all Latin. That's the only two I got. Both from Pittsburgh.
So yeah. Then we move on to the Rhea Ripley Raquel Rodriguez match.
Raquel Rodriguez.
I really liked it.
Did you?
Mhm.
I saw some.
I thought it was a really good match.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a little bit of Shinsuke and Rollins.
Shinsuke Rollins was good.
Do you think they're gonna do Damian yet?
No. Now that he has the tag titles, no.
I mean, he has to use it eventually.
Yeah, he'll use it eventually, but he has the tag titles right now, so I really don't see them like mixing those two things together.
I guess so.
I'll be honest, I really wanted Nakamura to win this match. Because I was like, I don't really see what Rollins does after this. B, because I really wanted Nakamura to have a world championship reign. And then, of course, as they're doing the introductions in the match, Corey Graves on commentary mentions about how this is Nakamura's first ever pay-per-view main event.
Really?
Yep.
Wait, what?
He's never main evented a WWE pay-per-view.
That can't be right.
WWE pay-per-view. Sorry, to be clear.
What do you mean?
He's never main evented a WWE pay-per-view. He's never gone on last.
You mean a premium live event?
Okay, whatever. Premium live event.
Well, that can't be right. I feel like he's been...
It's totally right. When he was facing AJ, they definitely never went on last.
Okay. So he's just never been on last.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. He's never been the main event.
He's fought for the title, though, right?
Correct.
Okay. I thought when you said it, I was like, what?
He's wrestled for the championship on 2 occasions. Well, he had multiple matches with AJ, but he's only wrestled the title against two people. He had the main event feud he had the feud for the title with AJ, and then he had the feud with Jinder Mahal.
Okay.
And in either of those cases, I don't think he was the. I mean,
event?
They said it. He must have not been the last match on.
I mean, they've been wrong before, though. So
that's also true. Like I'm trying to think of when he fought AJ. He fought AJ at Mania. He fought him at one of the Saudi shows. Both of those times they were not the last match. I can't imagine when he fought Jinder that they were the last match.
I wouldn't have seen that as the last match.
So Corey Graves had said that this was Nakamura's first main event WWE Premium Live event.
I mean, to be fair,
which made me want him to win even more.
To be fair, I think if Michael Cole said it, I'd be like, someone look that up, make sure it's correct.
So it just made me want Nakamura to win even more, and then he did not win.
It's a shame.
It is a shame. It is a shame. I will say. Oh, so I'll say this. I enjoyed, and this might be a segue. I enjoyed Nakamura versus Rollins more than Adam Cole and MJF. The main event match itself.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, MJF versus Adam Cole. If you're trying to segue to that, it does feel like it's more. It felt more like
I'm not
the
talking about the
thing.
Yeah, like I'm not talking about like I'm taking the rivalry and all that kind of stuff out of it, and I'm talking about like as a presentation, as a match, the story that was told throughout the match. I enjoyed Rollins Nakamura more than
I get
Cole MJF, and I'll tell you why. Because Cole MJF crossed the line where it became overbooked, like too ridiculous, too much, like them yelling double clothesline at each other, and then they double clotheslined and double pinned. Like, I'll be honest, I thought it was fucking stupid. Like, I get what they were doing. I thought it was fucking stupid.
I called it right. It right towards right before they were about to do it, because he was on the rope looking at him, and he was about to point to him, and I'm like, What if they just double close on each other and then double pin?
Yeah. And then so then that happened and they were like, we're going to continue the match. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then it was like ref bump. Oh, we're going to do the chair spot. And then all of a sudden it was like another ref bump. Oh, here comes, like, it was just like, I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
I
Like,
enjoyed it.
I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it.
No, I'm saying I'm saying I had no problem with it.
I enjoyed it. I still really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the storytelling that happened within it. I just thought it, like, at a certain point, I was just like, all right, it's a little much. And I think that's why I liked Nakamura Rollins better, because I didn't feel like it was too much.
Well, yeah, they weren't doing silly stuff like that. I get that.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's MJF.
right, like if they had done like the double clothesline and only one ref bump, maybe I'd feel different. But I felt like there was like 3 ref bumps, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
It was very bloodliney, where it's just very much a story to tell.
So,
and more of a reaction than an actual match.
So that's my segue to how we get to All In.
All In was not bad.
This is not bad for some people.
It was not bad.
It was bad for one person.
Toni Storm.
Yeah, it was bad for Toni Storm.
I love her character right now, dude. It's so fucking good. She literally on Collision last night. She literally said, she's like, "Yeah, we're the champions." And then Saraya's like, "Shut up." And then they got behind the ropes and started the tag match. Like, I was like, that's just too funny. The fact that she's almost like out of it.
Mm-hmm.
She's like there was a segment they did before that where they talked to her about it, and she was like, Ruby and Saraya were there, and they're like, well, what about Tony? And she's like, don't do that. That's Mean Girl energy. And it's literally what they're doing right now. They're doing like Mean Girls, where like Tony is like the idiot of the group, Saraya is in charge, and then Ruby's just like, yeah. I'm gonna get my thing, and then we're gonna be good.
I really liked that they gave Saraya a reason to get angry and attack Toni Storm, because like normally it's just like they both go for the pin, and then they're like,
no, wait, I'm gonna win
and
it.
then
I'm gonna win it,
and then that's how it devolves. And I like that, like, because she hit her mom was like how it was able to devolve.
Yeah.
I also, it was just such a good idea.
On Saturday night, last night's match, there was a point where Britt went to go pin Saraya, and then Tony went to go break it up, and she moved out of the way, and she just landed it on top of her. And you heard Ruby go, "What are you doing, Tony? Stop it!" Like, they're just treating her like she's losing her mind.
Yeah,
like, just gaslighting the fuck out of her. I love it. But yeah, I loved that match. I mean, there's nothing I was really disappointed with.
Yeah, no, the whole card was really good.
Yeah.
FTR and the Young Bucks was awesome. Little too finisher kicker attery, but
yeah. You know what I realized? They went back and showed on Saturday's Collision this week. They showed the match between Jay White and Dax. That match, they showed them in the tag team match, and I'm like, honestly, if you fight FTR in a tag team match, you're just gonna have a really good match. Like, there's no one who has been in a tag match with them who has not had like a great fucking match. Like,
yeah,
Bullet
FTR
Club Gold
is good.
Young Bucks, the Briscoes, like everyone who's been in a match with them is just just fantastic. I love it. The Lucha Brothers, just such a good. They're just good at making a really good tag match, and the pacing's really well. And even if it's like a 2 out of 3 falls, it's still they're really good at kind of pacing it really well. I loved it.
Yeah.
What did you think of Samoa Joe and that other guy?
I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was really good.
I thought it was quite humorous at times.
I did enjoy Punk playing into like being booed and starting to do John Cena and Hulk Hogan moves.
Yeah.
Thought that was hilarious.
I like that they reversed it and then had Samoa Joe do the same thing.
Yes. I also like that Joe went to do the walk away thing and Punk didn't jump.
Yeah.
And then he turned back around and he jumped at him.
Yeah. And then on the outside he did it again where he actually moved that time.
Like, that's the kind of spot that like works only if you do it to Joe. Like, only if it happens like once or twice a year.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Joe's always got to move, and then every once in a while you pull something like that out, and it becomes amazing.
Yeah. I mean, the concept of, I mean, to be honest, I didn't even know they were doing the Hook versus Jungle Boy match.
Mm-hmm.
They
They had announced it like the day before.
I mean, they did that for last night as well. Like, the Acclaim versus Jeff Jarrett and Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah, on the
Not
pre-show.
Dutt, you know what I mean? Jay Lethal and
Mhm.
Satnam Singh.
Yeah, it's on the 0 hour.
Yeah, that and the 6-woman tag, Hikaru Shida, Sky Blue, Willow,
and Willow, yeah,
versus
Athena,
Mercedes,
and
Diamante.
Yeah,
But yeah, as far as All In is concerned, really done well. There was nothing I really stood out to me that was great, but like it was still just an overall good night. It was fun.
mm-hmm.
Just a fun night. It's like a fun time.
It was a good show.
Yeah.
It was good stuff.
Payback, All In, All Out is tonight.
All Out's tonight.
Do you want to talk about the elephant in the room, or do you just want to talk about All Out?
We could talk about the elephant in the room.
CM Punk has been fired.
Mm-hmm.
Has it affected me in a way that upsets me? Yeah. But at the same time, I explained to someone, eventually, if the dog bites you enough times, you got to just get rid of the dog. Not kill the dog, but, just be like, okay, obviously he needs training and he can't be around us anymore.
Yeah, I feel the same way too because
I like how quickly it turned.
Because I really enjoy him as a performer.
Mm-hmm.
And I like what he brings to the table.
Mm-hmm.
I like the characters and things that he does. So, like, it does suck, and I don't want him to go. But also, like, I can see the strife, and also, like, if you're fucking up, then you're fucking up. Like,
yeah, I mean that's the basic.
Yeah, like it sucks because I want to see him as a performer. But also, like, I'm not going to use that as an excuse for, like, anything that happened.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if you've, like, heard or whatever, but, they talk about, there's been talks of, like, what happened backstage with Jack Perry, and they've talked about, as more details had come out, because originally it was just the fight with them, but now, there's some more details about, like, he lunged at Tony Khan after they got broken up, and apparently, right there on the spot, he was like, I quit, and he wasn't going to go out for the match with Joe, but they obviously got him to go out
Joe
and do
was
that.
like, don't fuck this up for me. This is
basically.
All in.
Joe convinced them to go out. They had a good match, and then, they started hearing about, like, okay, so they're doing an investigation, and it's been interesting because I've listened to a couple podcasts where they've talked about how specifically about how this instance is very different than the previous instance with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. And the reason why this is very different is because it happened near gorilla position. So it wasn't in some locker room where everybody's on one person's side and there's kind of like two that, there are other people that they talk to, including wrestlers, other staff members. Basically, if he was able to be that close to Tony Khan, then Tony Khan saw most of, if not everything, happen with his own eyes. There's also information coming out that that area in Wembley is where they do interviews with the football players.
Football?
So they said one of the reasons why, because they're like, if you remember last time, the whole, like, investigation, everything took a couple weeks to kind of get statements from everybody and figure out, or try to compile what happened. And this time it happened in days. And there are people within AEW who are, like, basically leaking information, saying that one of the reasons why they hit a conclusion so quickly is because that whole area is all camered up. so there's no it's less of a he said she said situation, and it because apparently there's footage of kind of like almost every second of what happened.
Yeah.
Which I think is very telling that Punk got fired so quickly. Given that there are a lot of people around to watch, he had a bad interaction with Tony Khan, and that also followed up with, now we're hearing that there's also video footage. So I feel like that makes it very decisive that that's kind of what happened. In the statement that AEW put out, Tony Khan said that ultimately is his decision, but he does specifically say in it that the AEW lawyers and the disciplinary board both recommended to release him.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? A cunt. That's it. That's it.
Oh.
It's the end of the song.
Oh. It's another one of those situations where I have respect for the person. I have respect for the craft that the person creates, but I feel like I don't have a lot of respect for the person in general.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. I mean, yeah, I said it, but just don't be a cunt, dude.
And that's how I feel about a lot of, not a lot, I shouldn't say that. That's not how I feel about a lot of, but there are definitely a number of performers who aren't professional wrestlers, who are musicians, who are actors, whatever, where I respect their ability and their craft, but I don't respect them as a person.
Like who?
Kevin Spacey.
Oh. See, I don't even think I could think of anything that he was in. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing. I'm just like,
I loved him in House of Cards.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, that's what a lot of people liked him in.
Yeah.
So
I
get that.
Michael Jackson.
Allegedly.
But
Sorry.
it's like, I like some of his music, and I respect him as an artist. But if those accusations are true, I don't respect him as a person.
Louis C.K. Don't just whip your dick out in front of people.
Exactly.
And make sure they're okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And it's
Chris Benoit.
My biggest. Chris Benoit is actually a really good example.
That's a great example.
It's a great example, and that's one thing that it's hard to make a distinction with people, and I try to state, you know what I mean? Like it's okay to separate those two. It's okay to like the performer, but not like the person. Like,
which at that point, you're not going to buy Chris Benoit shirts or Michael Jackson T-shirts or whatever. But I mean, I've come to the conclusion I like Prince better now anyway. So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's a hard. Yesterday they announced it on my birthday, and it was a hard thing to hear, but I'm not surprised to be honest. Like it hit me and went, yeah, okay,
yeah. So I'm not surprised he got let go. I am surprised at when they announced it.
What do you mean?
Well, so they announced that he's letting go, or they announced that he's going to be let go the same day that they're going to be filming Collision, which was basically the CM Punk show in Chicago.
Yeah.
The day before, they're about to do a big pay-per-view in Chicago. And I'm surprised they didn't hold on to that information until like Monday when they were not in Chicago.
I felt like it made no sense because supposedly they said they were confiscating signs for CM Punk.
Which so says the rumor.
Doesn't make any fucking sense for one, because watching Collision there were negative signs for CM Punk. I would assume that if you're going to do that, you should detach either do one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that bullshit with the WWE where WWE tries to, fake the sounds and try to act like nothing's happening act like something's happening when it isn't.
I find the signs thing hard to believe.
The sign thing is hard to believe because if it is true, you should do either one and just take off any notion of him whatsoever, which is stupid. But either do one where say whether negative or positive, no acknowledgement of him at all. That's a stupid method. Or just say fuck it and let people say whatever they want to say, and don't try to censor anyone on saying something that you let go of somebody. Nothing's going to come from them stating their opinion on the matter.
Did you see that Tony Khan came out and tried to talk to the Chicago crowd I think it was before the show went on the air.
So when I watched it on Hulu, there was no sound for that. And then when they cut to Tony Khan or Tony Schiavone.
Oh,
the
Tony
sound-
Khan was on the show?
In the beginning, yeah.
Like outside, like out?
No, like
in the,
it was like a behind the thing.
oh, no, he came out in before the show went on the air.
I didn't see that.
Well, you were watching on Hulu. It was before the show went on the air.
Is that not how life works?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like the only video footage of it is people's phones in the crowd.
And people were just booing him?
Oh yeah, he got.
What was he going to say?
I don't know. So he went out and he started talking about like it's great to be back here in Chicago or this or that or whatever. He got mercilessly booed. There were a lot of CM Punk chants. And then someone like brought him a chair and he sat down and he tried to be like, it's the hardest thing I've ever had to do to like let him go or whatever.
It's hard because he's a businessman, so it's hard to listen to what he says and believe it.
Yeah, and then he said, that last weekend was the first time that he had ever in his life been to a professional wrestling show and feared for his safety.
Yeah, I mean that's what he did during the show, like the opening show.
Oh,
he said that too.
Interesting.
So you said it was the hardest. He said exactly what you're saying. You know, he said
he
was like behind the screen and he was talking. He's like, it was the hardest thing for me to do. Blah blah blah. I felt unsafe.
I wonder
for the
if
first time.
So I wonder if he went out to the crowd and I wonder if he was gonna, if they were pre-taping that to be the beginning of the show, and since he got mercilessly booed, they went backstage and reshot it.
Maybe
with him. Like, I mean, they were booing him. They were chanting CM Punk. I heard that there were CM Punk chants when the Young Bucks came out.
There were. They showed that.
I fully expect
they booed the Young Bucks when they came out at the end.
Oh yeah, I fully expect that Omega is going to get booed and CM Punk chants, and I fully expect Young Bucks are going to get booed.
Which is crazy because they were actually a week before they said supposedly they were trying to mend the relationship with them.
Yeah,
but
I did see that. I did see that they canceled it. So I think Takeshita is going to be the face tonight. They're still going to work the match.
I find that hard to believe.
They're still going to work.
Callis.
They're still going to work the match with Kenny Omega as the face, but I bet you Takeshita gets cheered.
Can we talk about something real quick? Oh, this mic's giving me issues again. Can you talk about something? Can you go on to AEWshop.com? I want to show you something.
Okay.
And I'll explain everything to people as I'm going up. I went on there this morning.
I think it's Shop AEW.
ShopAEW.com.
Okay.
Yes.
AEW Shop doesn't take you anywhere, apparently.
So go to the new arrivals. Go down. Just scroll down. I guess it'll say. Okay. That shirt. Click on that shirt. Yeah, the Don Callis one. It's got Don Callis with half of his face as a wolf and half of his face as him. Look how much it is. $109.99 for a T-shirt.
That's funny. You think that's like a mishap, typo?
I don't think it is. I think the concept that someone would spend that much money for a shirt for Don Callis.
I think it's hilarious.
Is
it terrible?
Fucking ridiculous.
Is it terrible that I really want the Moxley Kingston bloody giving him the finger one?
I mean, I don't think it's terrible.
I mean, I kind of want it.
You're gonna buy it right now?
No.
He was setting up. He was like clicking stuff.
I was looking at what sizes they had.
Oh, okay.
18 by 24 or 24 by 32.
Ooh, you can put it right here.
See, that's the only problem. I can't put it right there.
It's gonna be huge.
See, that's the only problem. I can't put it there.
Huge.
Because I have to video call at work.
Yeah.
And they're gonna see two bloody guys giving
one giving the finger.
Yeah, I can't. Like I have to pay attention. Like I got to make sure I don't wear my scissor me daddy ass shirt.
Yeah.
When I'm because I work from home, and so I don't think about it. I just grab the next shirt.
Promo Joe made me realize that the Young Bucks outfit was Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, you didn't.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't either until somebody else pointed. It probably was Promo Joe who just pointed it out.
I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because I didn't get their outfits at all. I was like, what? I don't understand. And then I was like, oh, it is the outfit.
I loved Orange Cassidy's promo on Wednesday.
On Wednesday?
Yeah, he had a great promo on Wednesday.
He's been doing really well. Like him, dude, I swear, if you go back and watch the promo for Jon Moxley, he literally could have just been the Joker.
Let me see if it... So, when you texted that, I went to go look, and they didn't have it on their website yet. They didn't have it on the YouTube channel yet.
Like the promo itself?
Yeah.
Oh,
Unless
shit.
it's under. Yeah, I don't
We'd
see
have
it.
to look into it. and find
Maybe
out.
it's on Instagram. I'll take a look.
Yeah,
but
dude,
I remember
it's-
trying to pull it up on.
You know what?
I
Try
remember trying to
Twitter.
pull it up
Try
and-
Twitter. They might have it on there.
You mean X?
Whatever the fuck that is now. Whatever the fuck it's called nowadays.
How the fuck do I?
I'll look it up.
Oh right, I forgot I have to sign in to.
You have to have the premium live account, and then you have to do the other thing.
Such a pain in the ass. Okay, here we go. What? Why am I getting all these posts from like? It's like showing me like top posts, I guess. Like, what the fuck? I want to see most recent posts. Don't miss what's happening. Log in.
CM
Fuck you.
Punk is gone, all because this MFer wanted to use real glass at the 0 hour of a pay-per-view. I don't think it was that easy. The face of a man who ended CM Punk's wrestling career. It's just pictures of Jungle Boy.
Did you? I saw a meme somebody made where it said a meme that somebody made, and it said Punk has been let go. I guess that means he's all out.
Yeah, he is all out.
And I was like, that's actually clever.
Over budget charity battle royale. The winner of the battle royale gives $500K to a charity of their choice.
Yep.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Who's in it?
I have no idea. I don't think they announced. I don't know that they've announced any names.
What the fuck?
I do also like the new Orange Cassidy shirt.
Which one? There's two new ones.
The new one, I don't have a catchphrase.
Oh, there's another one with him all bloody. It's the bloody outline of him.
Yeah. I like the I do not have a catchphrase.
I do not have a catchphrase.
Because I'm Orange Cassidy. And I do not have a catchphrase.
Do you know anything about Shane Taylor and him fighting
Samoa
Joe
Joe?
tonight?
I don't know anything about this guy, except he was a former Ring of Honor television champion, and he won a tournament to be able to fight Joe. That's all I know.
I wonder if this is it. No, this is him winning the intercut or the inner whatever the fuck. I'm sure they have the fucking clip of him talking about Orange Cassidy.
Maybe it's somewhere. I really want that bloody picture.
You should get it. You should get it.
So I'll say what I really
save
want.
money.
What I really want is them to come out with those custom trios championships. The custom trios championships for the Acclaimed, because I would totally buy one of those.
No, you would.
Would you?
Wait. Yeah, actually.
The pink, and you can scissor with them.
Yes, I would buy
It's
one of those.
fucking awesome.
Depends on how much they are. Let's
Very true.
let's be honest.
Well, let's see how much the
World Heavyweight one is.
yeah. Well, no, I was gonna say let's see what the tag titles.
Here we go. I found it. Fuck!
In other words, what?
I turned it sideways and it completely disappeared. I had to go. I'm not going to go look through it again.
In other words,
Learn is-
what?
You got to check it out. It sounds very much like he's doing a monologue for the Joker or like some kind of like.
I feel like he'd be really good at that.
Well,
That's
he
the
does a
kinda
lot of that.
character
He
he
does a
should
lot of
play.
like.
It's kind of character he
And-
should play. The Joker.
And like, who was it? Tony said like, "Oh, he's very more Bane." I'm like, no. The way he's doing it is very Joker. Like, he's giving Batman credit, but at the same time, he's just like, "I'm gonna tear you limb from limb," but also, these people respect you, and you better show me all you got. Like
Yeah.
it was literally like very, very, very Dark Knight Joker, where it's just like,
Yep.
these people respect you, and I'm gonna show them that they shouldn't or whatever. Like it was that kind of thing.
I think I think they main event tomorrow night or tonight.
Really?
Yep. I think the main event is Moxley Orange Cassidy for the International Championship. And I think Moxley takes the title.
God damn it.
I think Moxley takes the title. Well, I've been predicting that since the beginning. Like when they
Yeah.
started feuding with the Black Bolt Combat Club, I was like, Moxley's the guy who dethrones Cassidy. And Cassidy's had it for almost a year.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
In terms of them main eventing, I don't think there's any other match on the card that's strong enough to main event other than them.
They might do a tag team match.
But so I could have seen that being the main event if they were defending against the Kingdom. I think since it's the Dark Order,
They don't matter.
I feel like no, that's not what I'm saying. I feel like the story isn't there for it to be the main event.
There is
of the,
no
like it's a
story there.
very random match.
Plus, it's right after All In,
Yeah,
and it's not enough time to build up something for All Out.
Yeah, like it's not a like it's a very random match. There's no story element to it, so which is why I feel like it wouldn't main event. The only other match I feel like could main event would be Bryan Danielson and Ricky Starks in the strap.
I'm really excited for that.
But at the same time, I'm also like, I feel like Orange Cassidy and Jon Moxley should main event. Like I don't feel like
I could see that. I didn't even think
I feel
about
like
who
they
was,
should main event.
I didn't even think about who was main eventing.
Also, I wonder at what point they called Bryan Danielson because I'm assuming
Is he still out? Like he's still injured?
I guess he's cleared to be in a strap match.
I hope so.
They're
like, we're getting rid of CM Punk. We're gonna need you.
Right. Well, so that's the thing. I wonder at what point did they call Bryan Danielson to take the spot in the match because you got to assume it was going to be Punk.
Yeah.
So, which then would have made sense since they were in Chicago that Punk and Ricky Starks in the strap match would have been the main event.
Yep. But someone fucked that up.
Done did. Fuck that up. Should we predict?
Yes. And I wanted it before we start, and we could start with that first. Ruby Soho versus Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander had said that there is the criticism for the women's division. Just remember that they're real people and that they're doing their best to entertain. And so the point is
could
like
be booked better.
Well, yeah. I think that the problem is that Chris brought it to a point of, and I disagree with her, I think that she said it in a point of they're human beings. I think both you and me both agree that we think they're capable of more. They're just not being booked. It's not on their fault. It's on the people who are not booking them correctly or not holding a story together.
Yeah, yeah.
But she was acting like it was like we're blaming the wrestlers themselves. It's
There's
like
probably
no.
people on the internet that are doing that.
Yes, and I think the concept, or it could be miscommunication of what she's hearing and thinking that it's her fault when it isn't. I think all of the women are doing a great job. I think involving Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker tonight would be a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
That would lead into a homegrowns versus outcast setup. But you have to have Britt and Shida come out and help, because otherwise it doesn't connect well as far as creating something.
I would not be surprised if... Actually, this gets into my prediction, so I'll hold on to it.
Well, as I'm saying, we're starting with that one.
Oh, we're starting with that one?
Yeah, I said let's start with that one because I want to talk about what Chris said.
Sorry,
and how I disagreed with it, and how I think that she is misinterpreting the concept that it was personally me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the issue is the wrestlers. I think the issue is the booking.
Okay, misunderstood.
Because the women are great. All the women are great wrestlers. Even people who are barely on, Diamante, Anna Jay, people who are barely on, even Nyla Rose is barely on there lately. But it's a concept that it's not on them. It's on the booking, and the stories are not being created for them to to make it seem worthwhile.
Okay, so then I will go into predicting Chris Statlander wins.
Mm-hmm.
I predict Chris Statlander wins because Toni Storm tries to help Ruby Soho win. She inadvertently costs Ruby Soho the match, and we get and Ruby and Saraya beat up Toni Storm at the end.
That would be good.
That's my prediction.
That'd probably be better than what I said with Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker coming out.
Because I think they're making Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker a rivalry.
It seems that way.
Seems that way.
But it's weird. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do.
I don't know. I like the idea of there being rivalries that aren't just the championship rivalry. So
yeah,
let's see them do something.
Do you think they could go and do the same thing they did with her and Thunder Rosa and do like a lights out?
They could
for the two of them.
Oh, they could absolutely could.
Okay. And let's start with the beginning, I guess, since we talked about that one already.
Do you want to do the pre-show matches or no?
Yeah, do pre-show.
All right. Athena, Mercedes Martinez, Diamante against Shida, Will Nightingale, Sky Blue.
I'm going to say Shida and Shida's team.
I think Athena's team.
Really?
Yes.
I just feel like I don't see the two of them that much.
So I'm picking Athena's team because I'm picking the heels because I think the other two matches are going to be won by baby faces.
So you're just doing it by numbers.
Yeah. I don't think the baby faces win every match.
I think because you have Hikaru Shida in there, that's why it's going to be Hikaru Shida winning.
Makes sense.
Because it's there's no build up for it. It just kind of was put together. I think Hikaru Shida, and plus also the fact that you want to, I would assume you'd want a lot of heat still for Willow because they're both people who are doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, they're also two people who do a lot of stuff outside of AEW. So,
Charity Battle Royal.
I mean, we don't know who's going to be in it.
We have no idea who's in it, so should we just pick a name?
Is there someone who we could think of that would be in it? That would be... Like, it's so weird. Like, how do you even predict or even think about who's in it?
I'm just going to pick a random name at completely randomness. Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara?
He's probably not going to be in it, but I'm just that's just the name I'm picking.
Okay, what about I'm going to say I don't know. Fucking Matt Hardy.
Okay.
I don't know.
The Acclaimed.
Wait. What charity? No, I'm kidding.
Fuck that. The Acclaimed with Dennis Rodman against Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, Jay Lethal.
Would you ever imagine saying that? The Acclaimed with Dennis Rodman. Obviously, the Acclaimed. Yeah. I mean, they just got their titles.
Speaking of which, after we get through this, I have a question for you. But I want to get through this list before we sidetrack.
What's it about?
Don't want to sidetrack.
Okay.
Next match is Eddie Kingston and Shibata against Claudio and Wheeler.
I haven't had a Shibata in a while. Is that the guy from the Orange Cassidy, Zack Sabre?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think BCC.
Same. I agree with you. MJF Adam Cole against this one says Battle Royal winner, but we know it's the Dark Order. MJF Adam Cole.
Maybe. I mean, it'd be weird if they lost, but
although so I guess this plays into the Punk thing almost a little bit. Like, do they shortchange what they're doing with MJF and Adam Cole to break them up to get MJF back into the world title stuff sooner? Actually, nope. Adam Cole, MJF. I'll tell you my reasoning.
I'm gonna say I want it to be. I really want it to be Dark Order's time, but you know what? I'll go with the Dark Order. I'm gonna go with the Dark Order.
I think MJF Adam Cole, because you want to keep them as a tight knit, or you want to keep them as a tight knit team for right now, going into the tournament. That I think Roderick Strong is going to win, and you'll get Roderick Strong against MJF at Grand Slam.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the tag titles.
But it has to do with Adam Cole. And I think they keep the tag title, so then they're still friends.
That's their okay.
And then maybe there's a point in that match where Adam Cole has to like decide who he's helping. Like something's about to happen, and it's like, does he let Roderick Strong cheat, or does he like, or like maybe he stops both of them from cheating? And so I just think you keep Adam Cole and them like a tight knit team until then.
Yeah, I think. I guess you're right. Yeah, Adam Cole and MJF.
Although I do agree with you, I would love to see the Dark Order win the tag belts.
Yeah, even for Ring of Honor, it's just like they deserve so much more.
I just think because of where the storyline is right now, MJF, Adam Cole keep it.
Okay.
And then
I agree with that.
And obviously you've heard. I think Roderick Strong wins the tournament.
Yeah, since he called a shot already on the tournament, they barely mentioned.
No one else is. I think it starts on Wednesday. Nobody else is listed for the tournament right now.
Roderick
Strong's going to win that shit.
Oh, Roddy's
doesn't matter who you are. Next, Joe against Shane Taylor. Joe.
I mean, it's also like I said.
Is that bad if I'm just Joe? I don't care about this other guy.
It's also Ring of Honor, so I mean, it could be somebody else.
Joe has been champion for like 500 some days or something like that, and I feel like if he loses the belt, it needs to be a big deal. This match is not a big deal.
Well, not for someone that you know.
I guess.
Could be someone big for Ring of Honor.
I guess. But I mean, in terms of building it up, I feel like there's been no build up for it.
Like, I mean, again, All In kind of fucked that over with All Out.
Exactly.
All In kind of fucked All Out over because you didn't have enough time to build it up.
And they're going to do it every year now. Or at least they're doing it next year.
It's going to be, All Out will be just a nothing pay-per-view.
Yep. I'm calling Joe.
Yeah, probably Joe.
All right, next up, FTR Young Bucks against Bullet Club. Gold.
I'm going to say FTR Bucks.
Bullet Club Gold.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because you're going to say that they're going to fight each other.
Something's going to happen with FTR and Bucks.
Did you
Bucks
see they didn't
shake
their hands again?
Yeah.
Did you see Bucks tried to have them shake their hands?
Yes.
On Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
They were like, and then they said no, and then the Bucks went, okay, and they shook each other's hands.
Yeah, I think something happens that gives Bullet Club Gold the win. Miro.
Also, the Bucks were on Collision. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
It's almost like they got rid of somebody.
As soon as he gets fired, they're like, we're going to show up on this show.
Yeah, and I feel like that's not the case. I feel like they were going to do that regardless.
Probably.
But anyway.
Miro and Hobbs.
I don't know. I hope it's a fucking barn burner.
I
want beat the shit out of each other.
Big meaty men.
Yeah, it's a big meaty men slapping meat. Keep your fucking 30-man Ironman matches, your 5-star matches. I want big meaty men slapping meat. I'll say Powerhouse because I like him more.
I feel like this is a toss-up, and I'm gonna go Miro.
Okay.
Either guy could win this. I'm gonna go Miro. Omega and Takeshita. Which also, now that I think about it, Takeshita. This is not how that
Takeshita?
That's not how that's spelled. Takeshita? Like, it looks...
Takeshita. Isn't it? You definitely want to say take shit-ta.
Well, that is how it's spelled.
Take shitta.
Take shitta is how it's spelled.
Konosuke Takeshita. I've always said it to Konosuke Takeshita.
Also, Konosuke is not really how that looks like it's spelled either. But
Japanese is weird.
Yep.
I would know. I'm learning it.
Omega.
You know, they put fucking... Omega. But the way they sentence stuff, it's like in reverse. Like you say, you say, if there's a... It's so fucking weird. I couldn't even fucking explain it. It's so... Because I've learned a little bit of Swedish and a little bit of Japanese, and Japanese is so fucking hard because their format for how their sentences goes are so fucking confusing. That's the only time I've gotten things wrong in like a question for Duolingo, because I'm like, oh right, the period goes here, or the word that implies that it's just fucking weird. Anyway,
next up is Luchasaurus Darby Allin for the TNT title.
Right. I'm gonna say.
Leading up into this, I was thinking Darby Allin 100% because he's got all this momentum and stuff. And now I'm also reading where he's like, yeah, I really fucked up my back at All In. And so now I'm kind of like, does Luchasaurus win? Because Darby Allin's like really fucking banged up.
Probably. You know what I think? I think Luchasaurus is going to win. And I think what would be cool or a good fucking swerve is not involve Swerve, but to have Nick Wayne betray him would be
that'd be interesting.
Quite good it would be great of a good shock. Where they go with it after that, well, I have no clue, but I think that'd be good because like he was trying to convince him not to forgive AR Fox, and I'm like, this could turn around, or he could work with Christian or whatever. I think that'd be really good. But the question of are they going to do that? I think they don't.
Christian, the man who herds the sheep of the people with lost daddies.
Yeah, he likes to mention to people that their dad is dead.
Mm-hmm. And he likes to take the people whose dads have died under his wing.
Luchasaurus' dad's dead?
I don't know.
I mean,
you would think, though, he's 65 million years old.
Yeah. Because he'd be a dinosaur.
Exactly. He's the only dinosaur I know that's alive.
Well, yeah, Bob Barker just passed away. Sorry.
He also died at 99. That bitch got as close to $1 as possible.
You saw that off of something.
I did.
You son of a bitch. That was too smooth for you.
I saw it on Instagram or Facebook or something, and I was like, that's really fucking good.
That's really fucking good.
It's really good.
So yeah, I think they don't lean into the bad guy stuff that much. And when they do, it's coming.
Yeah.
Like the Christian thing, the Jack Perry thing, trying to think what else. Times that they've had someone betray somebody. It's just so on the money that it's just like no fun.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I think we both have Lucha.
AR Fox was one that was kind of I didn't expect.
Was kind of out of nowhere,
but I didn't really care too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say Luchasaurus.
Bryan Danielson, Ricky Starks strap match.
I'm gonna say Bryan Danielson.
Because
he's one of the greatest fucking wrestlers of all time.
Orange Cassidy, John Moxley for the International Championship.
I'm gonna say Orange Cassidy.
John Moxley.
We've already talked about this.
I think Moxley's beating this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels very lackluster. It's kind of, I think the CM Punk stuff kind of took the wind out of the sails even more to All Out.
Right. Well, so it's funny because that's like kind of what happened with All Out last year. Like the whole CM Punk and like Young Bucks, like that whole thing, like kind of took the wind out of the All Out sales. Like you really like you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, meh. Yeah,
it's also
what even else happened on that paper?
It's also the fact that All In was right before. So I mean,
when they announced that it was going to be the same weekend next year, I immediately was like, oh man, I was like, I hope they don't do All Out like the week later because like I just feel like they don't really build up All Out and it feels just so like, like I look at the card, and if it feels like a lot of it's not really built. Although Orange Cassidy, Moxley has been, Luchasaurus, Darby Allin has been, Kenny Omega, Takeshita has been, but like the rest of it doesn't really feel like it. And
yeah,
but I will say that we will watch this show tonight, and more than likely it'll fucking be a banger ass show because never have I ever watched an AEW pay-per-view and been like, that wasn't good.
I'm excited because unlike All Out unlike All In, the Statlander's in it, so I'm excited. I'm excited whenever she's in a pay-per-view.
So, let me toss this question.
Let me
talk to you, because this had popped into my mind earlier.
Hold on, can I bring up the fact that did you watch Darby Allin try to talk to Nick Wayne?
No.
He came into the ring. He goes, "Hold on, Nick, let me talk to you." And everyone went, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Come on, Darby, you got to know not to do that, you
That's
son of
funny.
a bitch." He literally was like, he walked in and went, "Wait, hold on, just let me talk to you." And everyone just started cheering. They're like, "Yeah."
So, because we haven't done this in 2 or 3 weeks,
Yeah.
I realized that we have not, at the very least, acknowledged what might have been the worst match in Dynamite history.
Oh, jeez.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match.
Because it was right before we went.
Right
before we took a break.
Right. It was that week, and we knew we weren't recording that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
we talked
fuck.
about it.
And I literally was like,
championship.
Fuck. I said, yeah, because you said championship, and then I texted
Jeff
you, and
Jarrett
was like,
said
he has a
championship.
Jeff Jarrett said championship. And did you see? I texted you, and I was like, "There's literally a fucking championship." Like when he won the match, they were putting a championship belt around his waist with Leatherface's face on it.
Oh my god!
And I was like, "What the fuck am I watching?" Aside from the fact that it was so fucking bad, that I was like, "What the fuck am I watching? This is terrible."
Hey, good game though. Game's a lot of fun.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Speaking of which, if you get a chance, if you were listening to this right now, go ahead and check out my video on it. Because it's a fucking good game.
I will take that match and put it up there. It's up there as the worst, if not one of the top 3 worst Dynamite matches I've ever watched.
I'd love to hear your
Holy shit.
Your other 2 worst matches.
I don't know. I don't even know what they would be.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. I can't even think of something else to think. I guess because very rarely do I watch Dynamite and I go, that match was terrible.
That was garbage. That was poo-poo.
Thunder Rosa and
Marina Shafir?
Yeah, the one where everybody was saying she was sandbagging or whatever. That was a fucking bad match. I still think I would put the chainsaw match above that though.
Now that CM Punk's on, they could bring in Thunder Rosa because they fight so much. They fight so much.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
Rosa.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. How good? I couldn't tell you. You want to watch it?
I do.
Go ahead, play it real quick. I want to.
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on, I gotta turn.
They were awful sound quality last night. He's gonna play the Nick Wayne thing. Just skip the part where.
Yeah, hold on. I'm skipping.
It's right when he gets into the ring. So wait. Yeah, there we go. Ready? Wait. You can hear the crowd go off.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you, man. But yeah, this is when
random little spurts of people saying
Yeah. Oh, also, if you watch, he goes, "I hadn't talked to you guys for 3 years." Christian comes out. When he comes out, he goes, "Are you telling me you haven't talked to Nick Wayne's father in over 2 years?" And everyone's like, three. And then all of a sudden, Christian's like, and then he giggles because he's like, "They just corrected me."
Yeah.
It was so fucking funny. That whole promo was great.
Like the time Luchasaurus got mad because he said billion instead of million.
Yeah. It was just so good because they're like, and I was like, I had to go back and watch it. Go, wait, did he say 3? And he did. But for some reason, Christian said 2, and everybody was just yelling 3. And all of a sudden, Christian's like, he stopped and then realized, he's like, wait, why are they saying 3? And then he goes, oh, I got that wrong. I said that wrong.
Some of my other videos that are listed is the newest Youngblood music video for Hated. Fucking love that song.
Not a Youngblood fan.
His songs are hit or miss for me.
He's very British, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh my.
But his songs are very hit or miss. I either love them or I'm like, I won't listen to that.
I could give 2 shits about Dennis Rodman, to be honest.
There's Dennis Rodman. There's a video from Wrestling Observer about CM Punk fired. Then, this is why I mentioned it, because if you go down, there's a video from 4 months ago from John Best that says Arn the Glock Anderson is back.
Right on. You take the Glock out.
Arn the Glock Anderson.
You take the Glock out and you blow their head off, or you blow their you fucking shoot them in the face.
Okay.
You blow them.
And then a woman named Violet is request a song for me to play. She's a very good singer.
Oh.
Like her music.
Oh, you follow her?
I do. She did a fantastic 3-woman cover of 3 System of a Down songs. So it was her and 2 other YouTubers got together, and they did Aerials, Toxicity, and Chop Suey.
Speaking of which, there's a video I got to send it to you. But
and they're fucking awesome covers.
The video of Rick Rubin, he produced a lot of songs for people. He was working on Chop Suey with them, and he said I don't know if you ever heard the story, but he said for the bridge, he didn't have anything. And so he told Serge to just look into a book, grab any book, and just open whatever page. And then whatever your hand goes, just use that. So it was literally like Father, whatever he says at I commend my spirit, that part at the bridge. And he's like, this was perfect. He said it was literally like the universe was telling us to use this part. I have to send you the video on Instagram because AJ sent me, and I'm like, that's fucking crazy. And they both tell the story. Like, it's not even like they just made it up. They just literally both tell the story of how that song was set up. I had I don't know if you watch Dead Meat. They do a lot of stuff with that one band.
9 Inch Nails? Or, Ice Nine Kills?
Yeah. He does movie kill counts, and so he can't right now because the strike.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to, do any movies. So,
makes sense.
He might be doing, Mortal Kombat games, and, he might be doing, video games now, which is fucking weird, but...
Interesting.
It's going to get weird for next couple of days, I guess, till the strike is over for him, but that was really strange.
One thing I would like, speaking of that on a tangent, I would like Ice Nine Kills to come out with their next music video, so that way I can get and hopefully it'll be the last one, so I can get the ending of the story that they've been telling.
You want to finish the story.
I want to finish the story.
I brought it back around, guys, don't worry. A lot of people were like, why are they talking about wrestling? Is he Platinum Ass now? Sorry,
he might be Platinum Ass.
Platinum Ass, Max Caster. I also just
Platinum Ass.
I saw Max Caster right there. Right here? No, the little micro brawlers.
Oh. I don't know why.
I got my Hardys in, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah, I got my Hardys in. Thank God I bought those CM Punk ones.
Yeah,
I have other ones coming in.
They're never going to be made again.
I think I got Kenny Omega coming in. And then I bought somebody else. Will Ospreay. Yeah, bruv.
Nice.
I bought him because I was like, there's no way I'm not going to buy him.
My friend a friend of mine just texted me. They hadn't watched. She hadn't watched All In yet. So she's starting All In right now. And she said that they might watch All In and then just immediately start watching All Out.
Nice.
So she said she'll let me know if that's what they're going to do.
Right on. All In was really good.
It was very good.
I think this is a success.
Yes, it's a success.
Quite.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, the next couple of episodes will probably be me very unmotivated, but that's going to happen when my favorite wrestler gets terminated from a company.
Yeah, makes sense. WWE 2K23.
Oh, he probably just put that out, huh?
He did.
He said there was a point where it was right on the nose where a match. I don't know if he put it in. He said there was a point where this is Bones, by the way, that we're talking about. One of the guys I do a lot of videos with. There was a point where a ladder match was taking way too long, and it might be in the video. I don't know. He must have just put that up. To the point where they were trying to get Sump to win the match, so they were trying to keep other people from getting up on the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, I guess they had a baby character, because you know how custom characters are weird in that game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a baby character and Chris Benoit, and he put the baby in the crippler.
This is terrible.
Yes, it's absolutely terrible. And I said, and I don't know if he put it in the video, but he said that's one of the things where I was like, oh, geez, I don't know if I'm going to have this in.
Yeah, it's a little much.
Yeah. And I guess I don't know if they were doing online or if they were just playing against the computers, but for some reason someone made... Who is Sump? It looks like Sump is... looks like Seth Rollins?
The bear.
Yeah, but he looks like the outfits.
I guess he's Seth Rollins?
Dan looks like KO. And it would make sense that Bones was... We didn't even talk about Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah, we
never talked about Bray Wyatt.
Either.
Bones doesn't know what to do now. He's like, that was my favorite wrestler. Now he's gone. He was heartbroken, dude. And I was not feeling good that week.
Yeah.
I woke up, had a text from him, and he said, Bray Wyatt passed away. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like this, it felt like a dream because I just woke up and was like, no, what the fuck do you mean? He just passed away.
It came out of nowhere. Fuck.
I was devastated. We didn't even talk about Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. What a fucking great fucking character. Everything he did fucking knocked it out of the park.
I just feel like they trusted him so much that he broke through on what the usual bullshit they do is.
Yeah.
And it made it entertaining to watch.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be the first one to admit, like, they kind of screwed the pooch with a lot of the Fiend stuff in terms of how they formatted the matches and what they did with him. Like, they kind of killed the character a little bit.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
The pieces that Bray Wyatt was a part of, the lore and the videos and all that kind of stuff was fucking awesome.
The tribute video was fantastic too.
Yes, absolutely. I still think that Bray Wyatt as the Southern
Colt family.
Colt leader was a really wasted opportunity. There never really was a point where somebody joined the family and then kind of like just was in the family.
Yeah, it felt like the Dark Order.
Yeah, like he never like got to the point where he was brainwashing people and stuff, which is like I feel like what they should have done with it. Like they totally could have gone down the rabbit hole and the path of like eventually getting like in my head I'm like you build that to a Survivor Series and that's like you have the Wyatt family and it's like the family is like huge now and it's like you do the Wyatts against the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where you end that storyline. There's so many cool things they could have done with that I feel like they really didn't.
They kind of
grasp and do.
I agree. Like I said, I mean, there's stuff that's creatively that would have been so well, and I feel like they're stifled by this like stupid concept of like not pushing the boundaries on what people want to do. It's like that's the example of like what CM Punk was doing back at a certain point. He was just like trying to do stuff that normally people weren't do. That's what Bray Wyatt did. He was one of those people who was always trying to just do something that no one's ever heard of, or like just trying to be real. It's hard to explain. It's just like he had so much creativity to what to do than not just do the same old boring shit all the time. It's just upsetting. It's like I wish they did a lot more stuff with like the House of Black with that kind of stuff, where like the creepy scaring the shit out of people and stuff like that.
Yeah. Also got to give credit to Bray Wyatt. He was one of the first people who figured out one of the first people that was able to stop the audience from chanting what when they started chanting what at him. I don't know if you remember this or not.
No, I don't.
It was he had been on the main roster for a very little amount of time, only a couple weeks, and he came out on Raw or SmackDown, whatever show it was, and he, started speaking, and the audience started to do the what. Like every time you finish a statement or a sentence or like a short thing, they say what. So he actually, after the it only happened 2 or 3 times. Like after the 3rd or 4th time that they said what to him, he completely changed the cadence of I don't know if he was making up or whatever, but he changed the cadence of his promo and started talking in much more longer, drawn out sentences. And he stopped and he started pausing in weird places, so they couldn't what him because they couldn't predict when he was going to stop speaking. And he literally, I've never seen somebody else go in there and then the audience starts chanting what, and then instead of saying something back to them, in terms of, because a lot of times a heel to get them to stop doing it will say idiots say what, and then they say what, something along the lines of those. He literally just changed the whole way he was speaking, so they couldn't fucking what him.
He changed his speech patterns.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, how has nobody else been able to do that? Nobody else has been able to fucking figure this out.
Though.
Yeah. He literally stopped them from being able to chant what at him as soon as it started. They said what, the 3rd, maybe 4th time tops, and then he changed. And I was like, holy shit. How the fuck?
I have to go check
that out. What the fuck, dude?
I have to check that out.
It was crazy. and totally something that I didn't even recognize that happened until I was listening to a podcast the next day, and they were commenting about it, and I was like, holy shit, he did. They started chanting what at him, and he fucking got them to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Also, R.I.P. Lacey Evans. Right? Lacey Evans?
Lacey Evans?
Yeah. Is that it? She got, she's out of the company, WWE.
Oh.
She's not dead. Sorry.
You said RIP, which is why I was very confused.
That's not her. I don't think that's her real name, so.
The
I got
you.
Dead.
I got you.
The one that had the baby with Ric Flair or whatever. I don't know what the stupid shit they're going to do.
Yeah.
And then she was a military woman, and then all of a sudden she wasn't anymore.
Belle.
Well, she was
Southern Belle. That's
but I'm saying when she just came back recently, she was a military. She was no nonsense and a military woman, and then she wasn't anymore, and then she was gone.
Which she was in the military, so like I don't know why they didn't just go with the military thing. Like that makes more sense.
They did too. She was a heel for a while, and then she just stopped showing up, and then they were like, "Oh, she's gone."
When she was a Southern Belle, they had the rivalry with Rollins and Becky. It was her and Corbin.
Yeah,
and she had Seth on her ass.
I love the fucking interview with Corbin where he's like, the most he'd have ever gotten is when I did End of Days to Becky. People fucking hated me for that. He's like, they absolutely hated me.
Yep.
He's like, I didn't like it. I didn't think it was good. He said, but people hated me after that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say the big deal. If you're in wrestling, you sometimes have to hit a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Most likely because they're like, hey, you're gonna do this move to me.
There was that one time they almost got taken off the air in Canada.
Who, WWE?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
It was back when they were WWF, and it was the one Monday Night Raw when Triple H and Steve Austin were a team, and they beat the shit out of Lita with the chairs.
Oh, sorry about that.
And apparently it was seen as so offensive that
it was kind of fucked up.
Yeah, the level of brutality for a man against a woman.
You know what they should have did?
They almost got kicked off the air.
Which nowadays they should do, which is have her get some shots in and then have her get beat up. Because, like, if you had that with, like, I don't know, the whole Britt Baker and Adam Cole thing with Chris Jericho, that was a concept of, like, the Outcast beat her up.
Right.
But it's also still disturbing to just have her get the shit kicked out of her by three women and have Chris Jericho like, yeah, just beat her up.
Right. And I also think it's a difference between, I think there's also a difference between like, oh, I hit a move on her and like I am for like the next 2 minutes going to just beat the shit out of you with a chair.
That's also the reason why it was bad. If they just beat her up, it would
right.
be fine.
It's like,
because they're fine with like Linda McMahon getting stunnered or whatever.
There's like levels of like one move, prolonged beating, stuff like that.
Hitting them with a chair, that's different.
Right. And it's also the difference between like hitting her with the chair once, hitting her with the chair several times.
Yeah.
One person doing one move, two people, several chair shots.
Yeah.
So, anyway. At some point, I want to write a book based on...
Took a turn?
To circle it back to Wyatt, which is how I started. I do want to write a book based on his like Fiend character and like the Mr. Rogers type, like, but there's a Fiend. There's like a monster behind it.
Also, I have to say...
cool concept for that where like... You basically there's a detective trying to like figure out what's happening because kids are like watching it and then they're dying, and so he's trying to figure out like
oh my
how it's happening. And I have like in my head I have like a cool twist for how it's happening.
Oh my god.
So anyway,
I have to say, and in my opinion, they did a shitty job attributing him. The tribute was terrible.
Not the video, just the
tribute video was great, but throughout the whole night, and then Monday they just did the repeated same shit over and over again. It's like the whole thing with like on Monday night they did, or was it Thursday night? They did the Brawling Brutes versus Street Profits, and they're like, this match is now a Terry Funk hardcore match. I'm like, What does that even fucking mean? And that means one table was going to get broken.
It means it's a Terry Funk hardcore match.
It's not hardcore. It's not very hardcore. It was poop.
Oh, poop.
It was a poop tribute to both of those men.
That sucks.
They just attached his name to it. And they're like, we're going to do a Terry Funk hardcore Texas Tornado match brought to you by Progressive. And it's just like, it's your normal shit. It's your normal bullshit.
Mm-hmm. I got
Anyway.
you. The tag match on Sunday was a better tribute to Terry Funk than that match.
Sunday.
Sorry, Saturday.
What match?
The street fight.
The street fight between Judgment Day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That was a much better tribute
There
to
was
Terry
so
Funk.
much stuff going on the past couple weeks. I'm like, which Saturday are you talking
That was a
about?
much better
You mean
tribute to Terry
yesterday.
Funk. Yes.
Well, thank you guys for listening. And have a great Labor Day tomorrow.
Good and evil.
Yeah, that too.
The
It
match
is-
is a sponsorship for the new video game.
Yeah, it's an asymmetrical game where three people are the family, and I believe 4 people are the survivors, and they have to get out of the compound.
Oh, so they just took the same concept and put it into a different.
Yeah.
So we should expect a Freddy one soon.
No.
Nightmare on
They
Elm Street soon.
pretty much gave them the rights because they lost the rights to the Friday one. Did you hear about that one?
I did not.
The Friday the 13th wasn't allowed.